where the dream is real.
Yeah. Can I get a standing ovation for the authentic voice of culture? We are TKBS, and I got them arms out today. Yeah, I'm on my trucker thing because my next guest is a trucker and a motherfucker, and arguably one of the greatest singers of his generation, ladies and gentlemen, and definitely one of the most underrated. Please put your hands together for Alan Anthony.
Tell him everything's gonna be alright. I only wanna get somewhere with you. I'm full smoke, watching my life go.
Yeah! How you doing?
My man.
How are you? I love you. I miss you too.
I have been good.
You look great. Your skin is skinning.
It's skinning all right.
That gray in there though.
I'm definitely graying.
Well, I wanted to have you on the show for the longest, man. You know, we got some history together.
Oh, my God.
You're on the Wall of Fame over there. You know, I think that was an LA stop on the Rock music
LA.
tour.
I remember that.
Remy on the Rocks.
Anthony Hamilton was there.
Yeah. Fabulous was there.
Fabulous was there. Terrell Owens was there.
There's a lot of people.
Which is conceited. So, but
and we went city to city with that. We're going to talk about that momentarily.
Yeah.
But I want to go down memory lane. You know, a lot of beautiful things come out of Oakland, California. Not just MC Hammer and Oaktown 357. All right, my dear brother Alan Anthony and Chris John is literally from the Yay area. How was it growing up for young Alan Anthony?
I love the Bay Area. I mean, I grew up there. Born in Oakland, raised in Berkeley, which is like right there.
Suburb.
And just, it was great, man.
Yeah.
It was great. So back then they called it, hippie town.
Facts.
Telegraph was right up the road, Cal Berkeley, all that stuff. So it was just dope, man. It was dope being a kid out there.
A lot of weed.
Well, that was before I knew any of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. That People's Park was the thing out there. And
that's where everybody's gonna smoke the doobies.
that was the thing in the 60s apparently, but it was cool.
So are you a 70s baby or you 69?
I was born in 69, but definitely through the 70s, yeah.
That was your era. That was our era.
I mean, that's when all the great music really started just popping.
What influenced you as a kid? I know there's so much music in the world. What touched your spirit?
I'm a corny dude, and I will tell you, my first concert that I ever went to, my mother and my sister took me to go see Gino Vanelli at the Berkeley Community Theater.
Gino Vanelli?
Gino Vanelli.
Wow.
Because music, you always cliche that music was in the house.
Yeah.
Music was, every weekend there was music playing. So my dad had his OJ.
She used to be my girl.
He had all this stuff. My mother had her Al Jarreau.
Come on.
And then my sister had Prince and Tina Marie. She had Slick Rick.
Well, here's a little something that needs to be heard.
And all that stuff. So I had all of this music. And then I listened to everything.
Yeah.
I was a little white boy in a sense. I listened to a lot of rock.
You definitely not white.
Because I was, in a sense, that's what they call you. When you listen to rock.
You listen to that shit?
You're a white boy.
No, but I think back then the music was different because I remember growing up in the 80s. I had an Eric B. and Rakim Payton full tape.
Thinking of a master plan.
And I also had a Slippery When Wet tape from Bon Jovi.
Shot to the heart, and you're too late, darling. You give love a bad name.
It was almost like the norm.
But it was crazy because in the 70s it was Doobie Brothers. So everybody was listening to the same stuff.
Facts.
80s came around and I don't know, I started listening to like Black Sabbath and all kinds of stuff. And it wasn't because somebody said, hey man, listen to this. We had them shows. You had a show called Night Flight.
Yeah.
It was after midnight, you watching that, you're seeing all this stuff.
Different stuff.
Before David Bowie and all that stuff.
And that's before MTV.
That's before MTV. So I was listening to all that stuff and I fell in love with it. I just fell in love with music in general.
That's beautiful.
So, and then of course, the bikes, I was always in the bikes, so I was racing BMX and all that stuff.
Oh, you were doing that young?
Oh yeah, I started racing.
I could never get no mongoose. We was poor as shit.
Well,
I wanted a mongoose.
I wanted a mongoose too. I couldn't get one, and my father was always working, so he couldn't take me to the races. So I was bumming rides to get to the races.
Damn.
But I was going, and I fell in love with that, and that just opened up a whole new thing.
I remember my cousin Leo got an Elite 50. That was the little Elite scooter. I had just got a 10-speed.
Oh shit!
Disrespectful.
I never had a motor. Never had a motor.
That was the shit era. The nephew, they used to have the joints, the Elites. They had like the 250. The 50 was the real little joint, but they had the 250, two people on the joint. They used to put the speakers on them joints, and I just remember playing all the music, bro. The 80s. We're in the 80s now. You're in high school.
Boomboxes.
What was high school like for you?
High school was interesting. I went to private school. I wanted to go to Berkeley High. My father said, "You're not going to Berkeley High. You need to go to private school." Because I think back then, especially black parents, they felt like you need to go to private school. You're going to get a better education, things like that. So I went to a school that only had 419 people.
Oh, wow.
80% black.
My high school had 1,500, 2,000.
Well, back then, Berkeley High had 2,500.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So all my buddies went to Berkeley High, and I was, and my cousins, a couple of my cousins went to St. Mary's, ended up going to Morehouse and things like that.
Okay.
It was cool. It was different. I was a little put off because that's what I didn't want to go to that school, but it ended up being a really good thing for me.
Did you find music there? Like, what was the?
I already had music.
When did the music bug hit you?
The music bug hit me before I got to high school.
Really?
The music bug hit me like in 7th grade.
What was the moment?
No, it was 6th grade.
What was the moment?
The moment was I went out to Hayward, California. I had a buddy, my boy Charles McHenry. He passed away a while ago. He got me into music. He had cousins. I'll consider them my cousins. My boy Fernando was living in Hayward. He said, "Man, I'm going to take you out and go see my cousins." He took me out to see my cousins, his cousins, and they wanted to do a band.
Wow.
And I started going out there more and more. All of a sudden, it's like, "We started a band, and you gonna play drums." I'm like, "Nigga, I don't know what drums say."
I don't know how to play drums.
So they didn't care. They built some stuff out of boxes and stuff. And here we are playing. We're 11, 12 years old playing, trying to play rock music.
Wow.
Sean Bivens, who I consider my brother, we're the ones that I ended up starting a band called Pain. So we're all in Fernando Mama's basement playing music. All of a sudden, my dad was in the music industry back in the Dizzle. So he got me a drum set, man, a CB700 drum set. He shipped that thing all the way out there for me.
Wow.
So now I'm playing drums for real. We got a rock band. We're literally playing. Charles is the lead singer.
So rock music was the first
rock
music?
was the first thing.
Wow.
It was crazy. So Fernando was on bass. There's a really cool white dude named Dennis Comet. He was the lead singer. And he had a gap, but it was like crooked. It was like way over here. And he was a comedian.
Wow.
And we all just loved each other. We didn't know what the heck we were doing.
You were experimenting.
But as we kept going on and on and on, we got better and better and better. Next thing we knew, we were actually doing house parties.
Dope.
So people were having us coming, playing, doing house parties and things like that. And that's just how the whole music thing got bigger and bigger and bigger.
That's hard.
And as we got older, people started getting record deals. Sean was the first one to get a record deal with RCA. He started rapping. He did his thing. Dennis, they all kind of went their own way. Fernando was still doing music a little bit. He got into baseball. I kept doing music. I kept doing it as a solo artist. I wasn't trying to be a singer. I just wanted to play.
Really?
I had a room full of keyboards and drum machines and shit.
So you were on your musician journey.
Yeah, because in high school I played in jazz band.
Okay.
And jazz was a big thing for me back then. I wanted to be like Pat Metheny.
Wow.
I wanted to play that kind of music. I was big into Billy Cobham and all the jazz and Jeff Berlin and all the real cool, fast, weird stuff.
Okay.
So that's how I kind of fell in love with that because I got around a bunch of guys that were into that whole thing. You know?
So when did you and your cousin Kenny get together and decide to make Christian?
High school.
You were in high school?
We were in high school. We would go to the Greek Theater up in Berkeley and we would go up there and sing.
Really?
Yeah, go up there and sing because they had good acoustics, you know? And one day, because I had all this studio equipment in my room, they had a group called the Wild Boys. So they started a group called the Wild Boys. Yeah, they called it was a dance group at first, and then it became, they started rapping.
Right.
It was Kenny, Fernando, it was Sean, it was Harvey, and I think that was the group.
Right.
And they became a rap group, you know?
Right.
And they did a song, and it did a little thing out in the Bay Area. And one day, you know, Kenny was with me. I said, "Look, man, why don't we do a group? Let's do a group." You know? And that's how it all became. The name Christian, I didn't even know why we picked the name.
I was about to say, how did the name come? It was so player, though.
It was going to be.
And it was before its time.
We had another corny name like Funky Bishop or something stupid.
That wasn't going to work. That wasn't going to work.
So we came up with Christian, and we started going to the studio. My boy had a studio, David Goldstein had a little studio. He was a dope engineer.
Right.
And we stayed in that studio day and night, day and night, day and night.
Making
Just
what would be
making music.
Yeah.
Making
so
music.
what was the intention behind the Ghetto Serano? Did that start prior to, was that high school when you guys were writing? So
Yeah, we were out of high school.
Okay, so what year did you graduate high school?
87.
You graduated in 87. So from 1987 to what time did you make Full of Smoke?
87, we were getting a bit more serious about it. By 1990, we were pretty much going out to LA.
Okay.
To Kenny's cousin's place, Cookie, Sean Cook.
Okay.
We were staying in Inglewood, and we started doing. We had a bunch of music at this time. We were just in the studio all the time, and people in the Bay were starting to notice us because we were putting stuff out.
That's right.
And
independently.
It was very independent.
That was the California way.
The cassettes and CDs.
Yeah.
And we started making a name for ourselves, so we started hanging out in LA, started doing BMI showcases.
Okay.
And the first BMI showcase we won, so we said, well, you guys come back. We kept doing them. One time, the last BMI showcase we did, Madonna showed up, Teddy Riley.
What?
And a couple other people, and they're in the audience.
Wow.
So it was me and Kenny, but we had our friends with us. We did a show.
They were on stage?
We did a show. We had a song called Living That Life, and it was about the world, and we were more political back then.
That's good.
We were like Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we had this whole stage set up. Everybody had picket signs and world peace and racism, and they're marching around the stage. I had a soapbox. I stood on the soapbox, and I'm talking to the people, I'm singing to the people, and they were going crazy.
That's hard.
And I'll never forget, I'm looking right down the middle, and Teddy Riley's just like this. Wow.
Yeah.
He's just looking at us. So we did this crazy show. And we were like, we tore it up.
Yeah.
It was like, some dude came out, he did this thing, da-da-da. And it was a contest. So they were giving out trophies and everything.
Right.
And so, and you know how you probably remember the BMI was kind of like, okay, what do you think about this group?
Yeah. Hand over the artist.
What do you think about Chris John? Crowd's going crazy. They can't shut nobody up. And before the crowd could stop applauding, they're like, and the winner says, they gave the trophy to this nigga. And the dude's name already was engraved on it. We were like,
no way.
I said, okay.
It was a setup.
It was a setup. So I was like, okay, there it goes. So I know how the game's going to go.
Oh, wow. That was your first sign.
First sign of haterism.
Yeah.
So,
well, you light-skinned nigga, that's your whole life.
But that was the whole thing. We just kept moving. We kept doing shows and shows and shows. And after a while, I remember we had a show. We had a show in San Francisco, man. I don't remember the place, but it was a big show. It was New Year's Eve, and Randy Jackson flew out to see.
Randy Jackson from American Idol.
That's real.
Wow.
And he was a bass player, so he was into the whole thing because we had a band and we performed. We literally went in the bathroom and talked about some stuff. He said, "Okay, I want you to come out to LA, man. I want to see if I can get you a deal." I think he was with Sony Records back then.
And what year is this?
That was probably 93 or 94.
Okay, so 93, 94, you're in the mix.
Yeah, we're in the mix.
You did these showcases. You did something for BMI.
Yeah.
You saw how shady the business could be. You meet Randy Jackson, who back then was on fire.
Yeah,
as an executive.
Yeah.
This is before American Idol.
Yes, this was before.
Yeah.
He was, I think, because he was dealing with Michael Jackson.
Exactly. He had all that energy going on. And so, when did you decide to formulate an album, or were you just still putting songs together? Because soon after this, you wrote Full of Smoke, right?
I'm full of smoke.
Well, Full of Smoke probably was written, I think that was probably written in 95.
95.
But we were just constantly writing songs.
Yeah.
And that song was funny because we were at my buddy Sasan's house. We started working on the song, and Kenny had the beat. And I came over with the dun, 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 and that we just moved on from that point on. That was the song that got us the record deal.
Duh.
So now we can fast forward. I got to give a shout out to my boy CMT and EA Ski. Of course, Master P. So CMT and EA Ski were doing a lot of stuff, and they were blowing up as producers.
Right.
So CMT, and we were doing a lot of hooks. We were doing a lot of hooks for EA Ski and them. So EA Ski had our CD, and he was with Priority Records. He had a distribution deal with Priority Records, so he gave the CD to Shelly Fontana, who happened to be there. Jay-Z and Dame Dash had their deal with Priority. They walk up in there. She's playing Full of Smoke. Jay's like, "Who's that?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's these young kids from Oakland, California. They got a deal. Nah, man, they've been trying to get a deal forever. We just to set the record straight. We got turned down by everybody.
Crazy.
It's the same old story.
Nephew, hand me that Reasonable Doubt plaque off the wall. Just because I got to show the people this, because this is Priority Freeze right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is what he's talking about. Because back then, they were the only ones giving those types of deals in the music business, where you could have 80% ownership of your masters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this was the platinum plaque when they were on Priority Freeze Records. Thank you
and that's
very
crazy
much.
Because when we got the phone call, when they hooked it up, we got a call from Jay and Dame, and we didn't know who Jay-Z was. Cause
really?
We're
You're from the West Coast. Yeah, they East Coast. Yeah.
You know, and we said, okay, yeah, we'll take a meeting with him because ain't nobody else trying to mess with us.
Right, what's up?
So they flew down. We went out to dinner, and the rest is pretty much history. We did a deal. They didn't have a lot of money. They said, look, man, we ain't got a ton of money. We're basically a new company.
Yeah.
And
but we got some motion.
We got some motion, and we love what you do, and we don't want to
creatively stifle you or put you
much produce your own stuff.
Make it.
So
deliver it.
So the ill thing about our deal was, and people still don't know, it's like, man, we had a really good deal. They gave us this amount of money, but we were going to get our masters back in a certain amount of time. We had total creative control. So basically what they did, they just cut us a check.
Right.
We did our LLC, opened up our account and things like that, and we just went in the studio, we bought a bunch of equipment, and we just started recording.
Started making Ghetto Serano.
That's exactly what we started doing.
I love it, man. But I want to give you a little bit of props, because I think oftentimes people talk about the pioneers of Neo Soul, and I don't hear about Alan Anthony or Chris John enough in that conversation. I want to take everybody back, if you don't know much about the Neo Soul movement. Kadar Massenberg coined it at Motown Records. Signed a young lady by the name of Erykah Badu. Erykah Badu, along with Maxwell, Jill Scott, D'Angelo. They kind of coined this Neo Soul movement, but you're out at the same time. And Full of Smoke was such a breath of fresh air. First of all, it had all the pimping that the Yay area, you know what I'm saying, had as far as that feeling, right? But then you had the soulful blends and harmonies. I'm the man, baby.
Can't nobody tell me nothing. But here's the funny thing.
No, nigga, keep going. Nigga, give me a verse.
But here's the funny thing.
Yes.
So that song was blowing up. It was blowing up. It took everybody by surprise. Took us all by surprise at how quickly it was going to charge. And then we got a phone call from Capitol Records. It was Marvin Gaye's publishing people.
No way. What did you take?
We didn't take anything. It wasn't a sample.
What was it?
The word interpolation came about.
What words? Come on.
Faces and places catching different cases around us is glorified.
Faces and places catching different cases around us is glorified.
They said that was from Trouble Man.
I know some places and I see some faces. I got good connections. They dig my directions. What people
Whoa. No, but you could hear the cadence though.
It was from Trouble Man now. Once I listened to it, and because Kenny wrote that song.
Yeah.
With production, I was like, that's a nigga that took.
He didn't say nothing.
Heard something.
So Kenny, what the fuck?
No, so it was.
I guess Kenny with an I, not Kenny with a Y.
But I'm gonna tell you what, it was funny. They said, yeah, we're taking some of your publishing. I said, yeah, you're just gonna take our publishing. So we had a meeting. We went to Capitol Records.
Really?
And they were like, this is the first time anybody stepped in our office
to speak up for
themselves.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know that.
They called it an interpolation because this is how you guys are interpreting something that's already existed.
Yeah.
I'm like, fine. So they took 30% of that song.
Wow.
But 30 is
just for that one little part.
Little thing. But you know what it made me think of? It made me think of Pharrell.
Ah.
They did that dun, 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 dun. That's Marvin Gaye. You don't dispute that because they're going to get you. They got him. 7 million. So, but they came after us for that.
That is crazy, brother. So you give us Full of Smoke, right?
Yeah.
Underground is going crazy.
It's crazy.
No, I'm talking about like this is pre-internet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying internet, but like pre-social media. So it wasn't traveling by way of the electronics.
It was definitely not social media.
Right? So you were gaining fans by word of mouth. People were talking about this record. So you come out with Ghetto Serano after you put out Full of Smoke. So Ghetto Serano, and I want to give this to all the people that never knew where, and I'm sure he made up or added the value of Serano and Ghetto Serano, just knowing your personality. But the name Serano refers to the tragic romantic hero of the 1897 French play Cyrano de Bergerac by Edmond Rostand. Was that you?
That was Kenny's idea.
Really?
Yeah.
I just knew that was your ass.
Kenny's idea.
Okay.
Kenny's a great idea person. He's a great songwriter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but the thing that was really dope about it was that we wanted it to flow. So, you know, those that have that album, there was always an interlude. There was never a song that just faded out and the next song came in. It was always an interlude.
Love those interludes, by
Yeah,
the
it's
way.
like, you know, chapter 2. It's like, you know, the get up, whatever they call it, you know what I'm saying? So that's how we just had that whole album.
But I love the slang. I mean, it was so West Coast. The things you guys were saying, and it was a part of the culture and what was going on, so it connected you to it. And I think even your second single, the remake record you did by Rolls Royce.
I wanna get next to you. I wanna get next to you. And I will say this,
Boy.
I'm not a braggadocious person, but I thought that was a really good remake.
No, you killed that.
I really think that
Were you on the lead?
That was me.
Okay, great. I knew that.
Yeah, that's so.
Because Kenny can't sing really, can he?
He can sing.
Okay, great.
But he's not, I wouldn't, he doesn't consider himself a lead singer.
Yeah, me either. Okay, I'm just saying. So you have this 1976 remake of Rolls Royce's song. And it just don't go where I think it should go. What is going on in the algorithm back then? Was it the label?
It's called being on a rap label trying to do R&B music.
Come on.
Because you got to look at it this way. It's a different conversation for a different day. But we were on a rap label. You know, Jay's doing his thing. They're making their money because they know how to push Jay.
Right. Rap music.
Rap is not R&B, and it's just different. And so when Full of Smoke was getting higher and higher and higher, we were like, look, man, if you put some money behind it,
it could go.
It'll go to number one.
Yeah.
It'll go.
For sure.
Oh, no. We're gonna let it do what it's doing. It's doing its thing.
Let it breathe.
And it's like, man, this ain't rap. You just
This ain't that.
We're not giving CDs out the back of the trunk. We're not in the same venues as you guys.
Yeah.
That was the double-edged sword. We played, what is that club in New York?
Oh, the Tunnel.
The Tunnel.
Yes. They put you in the
Jay
Tunnel?
was like, if you guys survive the Tunnel, you're good. We opened for Jay-Z. We opened for Jay at the Tunnel.
Wow.
We opened for Jay at the Tunnel. And that right there.
He said, if you make it, you live.
Yeah.
If you don't, you die.
They will kill you. So it was a great success.
Yeah.
You know, Jay gave us props, We ended up going on tour with Jay.
That's hard.
We ended up going on
Round of applause, man. God damn.
You know?
I think that was an amazing album, man. One of my other favorite songs was Bring the Love Back.
Yeah, you remember these songs? Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I love that song.
We recorded that video in New York and Manhattan. Yeah.
It was a great song. It gave me like West Coast Prince vibes.
I was a big Prince fan.
We have we'll talk about that momentarily. Yeah. Another one was Midnight Ecstasy. Super bop. Super bop. Took that Paul Revere sample.
Of course, they came after us for that.
Of course they would. Paul Revere sample.
We're on Def Jam.
You think you can have it?
You think they're gonna just be real cool about it? And like, niggas aren't cool.
Give me my shit back.
Man, sorry. But yeah, I remember that song was pretty dope.
The album was a vibe, man. To your point, Kenny was doing those ad-libs and all the things. And I think it was a real good storytelling throughout.
And I think it came out at the right time. It caught people. It was a vibe.
It was a vibe.
It was a vibe that people were looking for, I think.
Yeah, and needed. And so I just want to give you those props when I brought up the whole Neo Soul thing, because you guys were right there. Yeah. You were one record away from being what all your peers eventually became.
Yeah, I mean, it was dope. We got to open for Erykah Badu, and it was the cusp of this new movement.
Yeah,
we were right there.
This new feeling.
It was a new vibe.
So fast forward to 2003, your long lost brother Kenny Burns came into your life. Yeah. You had just put out All Right. It was actually your song before it became Freeway's song.
Yeah.
But I was charged to create rock music. And take all the R&B and pop talent and create this functioning movement.
Yeah.
With no resources, I might add, but I did my very best, and I'll never forget. Biggs came by my office And you know Biggs, he's like, I think the week before.
We were already so if he walking up and somebody's getting fired.
Yeah, because he always had that like, that persona.
Yes.
So he gave me a Frank Mueller Conquistador the week before. I did something, and he was like, you said something about this watch. Here, you can have it, nigga. So he gave me this watch, right? So comes in my office the next week, he brings me a CD with all these songs you're working on, right? So I get the CD, and he's like, yeah, this is Alan Anthony from Chris John, and you tell me what you think about the record. So I leave. Now, mind you, you know, when I got there, Kanye's on the way, like we're going into the mode.
Yeah.
And so I didn't listen to it at first. So he came back the next day, he's like, yo, you listen to it? I was like, yeah, it's good. We're gonna put a couple of records. He's like, did you really listen to it? I was like, nah, I'm gonna listen to it on the way home now. So I put it in the G-Wagon on the way home. And I fell in love, bro. Like I'm talking about the music was sonically like where I wanted to be musically, like what I wanted to put into the world.
Yeah.
And you know, I think back to that time and I'm like, I know we got linked some kind of way and I hit you like, listen, bro, I'm telling you the truth. These niggas don't have a real budget. But what I have is a lot of hustle. Yeah. And if you give me a shot, I'm gonna put some things in perspective. And the first thing I remember doing was the You video. I scrounged up $6,000. You was his first single off of his project, Oakland International, we were working on. And when I tell you the record felt so big to me, I didn't want it to let it, and they weren't giving me any support. Bobby Dash, big shout out to Bobby Dash, Darren. There was a few people trying to push it to, mix show DJs and radio, because it was a bop. Yeah. I think DC was the first market to really catch on fire.
Yeah, it was.
That's because it was my hometown and I had the relationships. But I had $6,000. This dude wanted to charge me I co-directed the video. We went to Brooklyn.
I remember that.
The opening scene is my
Floyd
G-Wagon.
Mayweather showed up.
Floyd Mayweather,
crazy.
La La.
Yeah.
So I remember pulling up in the video in my G-Wagons. Chubbs is at the door, dapping us up on the way. We got the rock music logo on
Everybody wearing G kind of shirts.
Yeah, the Ryan Kenny shirts. Those are my shirts. Right?
That,
so how did that feel to you? Because you had 5 years of nothing. All Right was good, but then they took it from you, essentially gave it to Freeway. So how did you feel when we hooked up?
I'm not gonna lie, I was pessimistic about it. And it wasn't because of you. It was because, see, we have to go back a little ways.
Come on.
So we gotta go back. So, being on Roc-A-Fella, and I'm gonna say this, if anybody was fighting for us, it was Dame Dash.
Yeah.
There's people say what they want to say.
He believed.
A lot of people are talking because they don't know this man. He's a good dude. And he was put in a position, and I don't know, I'm not going to get into the whole thing between him and Jay, but Dame would literally go to battle for us.
No question, for all of us.
He was in there cussing people out.
Every day.
He was in there going at it with Kevin Lyles and all them, and he had our back. And with that being said, shout out to Dame Dash.
Yeah, no, listen, Dame Dash, if it wasn't for Dame Dash, that wouldn't even have been a possibility to do any of that we did. And mind you, you're on the label now 5 years with no motion. So,
and I think that Dame Dash had his hands tied.
Without question.
There was nothing. It got to the point that where it was like, man,
can I tell you a secret?
I can't do nothing.
Can I tell you a secret that won't be a secret after the day? I remember finishing Oakland International. We had the cover. We were ready to go. You remember you had you on the couch with the Yamin.
Yeah, my boy Eric Moore's house. We were my boy Eric Moore's place up in San Francisco.
Yeah, and then we had the Oakland International look like the airliner thing. So I go downstairs. Jay I think he had the blue Maybach. I think it was it the first? I don't know. He had a blue Maybach, I think. And I was trying to catch him. Now, mind you, the dissension at Roc-A-Fella was clear at this point.
Man,
right?
He was a ghost, nigga. If you found
Exactly.
him, he was like, he might disappear in front of you.
So I caught him downstairs like, yo, like I got this shit you need to hear. We got traction on You. It's playing in DC. We got on the radio here. We on top 10 on 106 in Park video-wise. I shot the video for $6,000. If we had a push, we could go crazy. He said, come in. So we played the fucking, I think back then it was a 6-song EP.
Yeah.
Or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So played them all 6 songs. He sat there and listened to all 6 songs. He's like, it's crazy, but I can't do nothing about it. This is what he told me. And I'm like, but I just said we on top 10 on BET 106 in Park. We got this traction in the Mid-Atlantic. Like I got this Remy on the Rocks thing. We're about to go on tour. They're paying $130,000 so they can go to 12 markets or whatever, how many cities we went. And he was like, there's nothing I could do. And I did not understand, you know, at this point, I'm vice president of the label. I'm president of Rock Music. I created this whole subsidiary that is having motion and couldn't fucking move.
Yeah. And I knew why.
I didn't fucking know.
They were separating, bro.
No, I get it.
And after everything was said and done, I was like, oh, I understood. He had to separate himself from anything
completely
that he was involved.
But my thing's a hit's a hit's a hit. Yeah. If you got a hit record.
And it was obviously more important than anything.
Wow.
It was more important that he separated himself from everything. And I have to go back a little ways because we sat in on a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
Def Jam was not the best place for us. It was the best place for Jay.
Yeah.
Because it set him up. It shut us down.
Yeah, it wasn't like Drew Hill was around to support the energy they were putting into R&B at that point.
And there was something that happened at a meeting. And people got loud and da-da-da. We didn't. We just sitting there listening. And at that point, I was like, oh, this is not going to last.
Right.
And at that point, I just started paying more attention to the way people were moving. And of course, the end result was now everybody's splitting.
Yes.
Jay's not showing up to the office no more. And I was like, oh man, now it's hard to catch Jay, like you said.
Yeah.
That he was a phantom.
But it was some real Brooklyn versus Harlem.
Dude, it was like, yeah.
Yeah, I was in the middle of it all.
Like, wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And you guys were dealing with Old Dirty Bastard and stuff like that.
Fresh out of jail.
And, you know.
Did I ever tell you that one time the prostitute stole the Roc-A-Fella chain and I had to send Barry to Brooklyn to pay the pimp $500 so he can get his Roc-A-Fella chain back?
No, you guys should make a movie.
I'm going to make a movie. One
crazy.
day my movie's going to be crazy.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
No.
You remember Barry? He ended up being Kanye's security. He was always around us.
Yes.
You know, and it was sad because we had so many records. And, you know, you was our first offering, but we had some records, man, that I can't just let go. Like, I can't let them go, and I want to put them out on the show if you don't mind.
Put them all out.
I want to put them on the show.
I mean, they're honestly just doing nothing.
They're sitting.
They're just sitting. It's like, it's the craziest thing. Is I have a library full of music. It's like, what am I doing with all these songs? I just throw them out there. Now, with the internet and social media, it's a lot easier to do that. But it's always in the back of my mind. Like,
and I want to say this too. There's a version of Oakland International that's on the internet. That is not the full album.
No, it's not.
That is not. Those are songs that they added. There are some that are on there that are part of the initial Oakland International album that we intended for the world to see. And can you set up O and just tell the people about how you felt about O before they hear it?
Shoot. So O was shot at my buddy Trey Rabb, his house up in Oakland off of East 16th. He had a nice little pad with a studio. We was always in there doing music. And he had that beat, and we were just vibing and did that song in the house. I was probably in the kitchen singing. I don't know. That place was so small, and did that song. And that's how that song came about.
Can you give him the first little melody of it?
By the way,
I'm a victim of your madness.
Yeah, so my son Connor, that's one of his favorite songs.
Can you please sing that part, please?
I'm a victim of your madness. Girl, you make me weak. Your voice is my addiction. I don't know why I feel this way about you, but I listen when you speak. Yeah, so the word is on.
And then he goes to the falsetto. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is O.
I'm a victim
That was my second single, bro. In my mind, that's what we were. That was at the beginning of the U video. We played that little intro at the beginning of the U video.
Yeah, man, that was crazy.
And you know what my third single would have been? Lady.
I want you to be my lady.
So that song was in Afro Samurai.
Wow. I feel like that's my song. RZA, call me.
The whole thing, this whole RZA thing is dope because my boy Trey Rabb, who produced that song,
wow,
and produced O, his sister ends up marrying RZA. He ends up becoming one of the lead guy running the whole.
That is amazing
for Wu-Tang. And
that's
on tour ever since.
Ever since.
Too. Yeah, he's got a group called Stone Mecca. Shout out to Stone Mecca. And he's just a good dude. But he's
bro,
also
you know you
ultra
evoked
talented, man.
Prince all day on that song.
I was a big Prince fan, dude. I loved Prince. But here's a good story. You know you can mess some stuff up.
Yeah.
Mess an introduction up.
Yeah.
I did it twice. First one was Dr. Dre. So, was young, in the club. It was when we were spending a lot of time in LA drunk. Drank too much, man.
He said nigga drank too
much. Came up here's and my boy Cookie. Hey man, I want you to introduce you to somebody. Here's Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre come. I said, oh man.
What the fuck did you say?
I said, man, Dr. Dre, it's a pleasure to meet you, man. Dude, I love your music, dude. And did something like that. Hit his drink and it went all over. I'm like,
no.
I said, did I just really just do this?
Yeah, nigga looked next.
And he was like this. I mean, it was like a movie. He was like this. He walked off. I was like, dang, I ain't getting on no tracks with him no time soon. So that was the first one. The second one, at a club in LA. Here we are going through the club and drunk again.
That damn liquor.
We all drunk that liquor, man. Here comes Prince. All I needed to see was Charlie Murphy.
Yeah.
Here comes Prince. And I'm looking at him, and I ain't gonna lie, I was a little shocked at how short he was.
Right.
But now I'm drunk. So add all that. Nigga, I see Prince. I look at him, and I start laughing.
No, you did not laugh at my father. What the fuck? Did he see you laughing at him?
Rick said that cocaine is what did he say?
Yeah. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Drink is a hell of a drug.
Yeah.
Don't drink.
So you looked at him and started laughing?
I just started laughing.
And you ain't say nothing to him?
No, I didn't.
What did he have on? Why'd you laugh?
I don't remember. Doesn't matter. I mean, he could have had a 3-piece suit on, which he'll never wear.
Right.
But yeah, I was like, why did I? And I thought about it, I was like, wow, I was really tripping because I loved Prince. And here I could make a fool out of myself doing some stuff like that.
Well,
don't drink, kids. It's stupid.
Yeah. Well, one thing you did do was make a song to honor him. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Lady by Alan Anthony.
Yeah, babe. I think about the first time that I saw your face. It was 40 gauchos with cornrows and most painted toes. Ooh, lovely. Hey. You were standing around, hands on your hips, smacking gum with your lip gloss lips. So sassy. Hey. I knew I had to have you near. Baby girl, I never saw something so clear. You're the one I want, you're the one I want to be with. Now I want you to be my lady. Baby, no, come with me, be with me. Look in my eyes and let's kiss. little bit older now. Look at us. We're all grown up now. I think I want to show you how I feel. Put my hands around your luscious hips. Caress your skin with my fingertips. Ooh, slowly, slowly. I wanna lay you down and stare at you. God broke the mold when I lay you. Let's make love. I feel I wanna make love.
For some time, I just want to love you forever, you know? So why don't you tell me what's on your mind? You said you want to spend some time, but will you love me forever?
Now tell me what's on your mind. Wanted you for some time. Want you to know that I love you forever. Tell me what's on your mind. Want you to spend some time. Want you to know that I'll never leave you. No, no. I want you to be my lady, be my baby. Come with me, with me, with me. Look in my eyes and let's kiss and just stay with me forever.
Ah, somebody's pregnant. You did that. Yeah. Middle name Allen.
Oh boy.
Do you remember doing that song, man?
I do remember doing that song. Once again, that song was done at my boy Trey's pad.
Crazy.
We did a lot of dope songs that no one's ever.
You need to find him, brother. Get back in the studio.
I need to get in touch with Trey just to check up on him. He's a good dude.
Well, that was my 1, 2, 3. I thought it was going to take us to the tip top of the mountaintop when we had the rock music thing going, man. But it abruptly ended, man. And I just feel like it broke up something because, you know, to support your album along with Nicole Ray and Rel and Denim, I, you know, raised that money with Remy. And we did the Remy on the Rocks tour. But this time for me was like one of those times like I can't let it go. I knew we didn't need the label anymore.
It felt
I felt like that because we
didn't have them anyway.
Bro, we were doing everything, and mind you, we did have support, but we didn't have like a push. Like if I needed plane tickets for y'all, if I needed things, and that was all Dame. To your point, Dame was trying to make sure we could at least have the bare minimum to move. I had to go get the big money if we wanted to have a whatever. So I think back at it, man, and I think, to be honest, that kind of launched my entrepreneurial spirit in the way that I can move without any of this. If I got Jay-Z, and at this time we got Kanye, we got Cameron, we got State Property, we got all. If I can move the needle with all these groups that I think are as big as Jay in my eyes, it can be, right? But we not getting the support and help, but I'm still I'm gonna do this anyway.
I truthfully believe, you know, because me and Kanye were tight.
Yeah.
At one time. And if Kanye didn't have his money, he would have been in the same situation.
100%.
Kanye,
if he wasn't producing, getting that money,
had to put up a lot of money to make his stuff work, and that's like you said, the entrepreneurial thing. People were forced to become entrepreneurs.
100%.
You know,
I remember Kanye coming to my office. You remember my office was green.
Yeah.
I had the flyest office in Roc-A-Fella. Would you attest to that?
It was dark.
Okay, so I had the flyest office. He comes in, he sits in the middle, he sits in a chair like this. What can you do for me? I said, nigga, you been practicing that shit, nigga. You know me, like you don't have to. Like what you gonna do for me? I said, I got Orlando Jones for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got this thing set up, blah, 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 blah. He's like, all right, cool. I fuck with you. I'm like, nigga, I know you've been practicing that, but that wasn't for me. Like, I'm like, bro, it's me. It's your brother.
Come on, man. Snap out of it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't, me, Don C, my man Kofi, we were doing a group called the Major League. You were produced. I met you with John Monopoly. Like, you weren't, you had,
Crazy,
you were the go-getters. When I met Kanye West, he was in the go-getters with GLC. And I was trying to sign them. So anyway, the bottom line is, I think that was an era coming to an end, and quite honestly, because I couldn't put you guys out like I wanted to, I stopped doing music.
That's crazy. It's so weird.
Literally.
It's so weird to think and to know that Roc-A-Fella is such, at least to the hip hop heads, the true hip hop heads, it's like, dude, it's so big and legendary.
Yeah.
And nobody knows the ins and outs of the whole thing.
The story has to be told.
The story has to be told.
Yeah.
What I go back to is like, these were entrepreneurs. These were young black men.
Trying to figure it out.
Trying to figure it out. And while they were figuring out, they were making a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah, they made mistakes. They did what they did and lawsuits and things like that, because that's what happens. But these were young black men that built something from nothing.
Yeah. People that will be here forever. And
Jay would say, man, a lot of people weren't feeling Jay.
100%.
Jay had to go out there and do what he did and work.
Yeah.
You know? And like I said, I'm not mad at anybody, because this is the kind of stuff that happens.
No, but I think your energy wouldn't allow that, right? You understand the value of who you are, right? You also have way more passions, things you want to do other than music, and you do them. You love bicycles. A lot of people don't know, in the All Right video, you riding a bike, that was your idea. You were like, I cycle. I want to ride a bike in the video. You know, and today you're one of 2 in Georgia that offer the service.
Carbon repair, brother. Right?
So I'm just saying, like, there are other things you want to do. I want to say this before we wrap up the show, though, because, you know, you're coming out with new music.
I'm coming out with new music, but like I said, we were talking off camera. It's like, I don't know.
Where's it going to go? You're just making it.
You're going to throw it out there, I guess. You can see what happens.
Well,
I love doing music. It's always in me. Yeah. It'll always be in me. It's one of them things, you know what I'm saying?
Well, we're going to throw out that Oakland International with those 2 songs. We should get together and really talk about how to release that just online the right way.
Man, put it in a commercial. Put it in a movie. I don't care. I think that's the way, us being older now, there's just a different way of doing things. Yeah. You know.
But I wanted you here because I love you, brother. A lot of stories we can't talk about on the podcast, running around the world and tearing shit up. But you are one of the most talented singers I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And to see you work in studio is such a joy too, because of your passion for what you do. And I don't think you get your props that you deserve. I don't think you get the credit you deserve from an era which, by the way, might be the coldest era of R&B in the history of the genre. That's a fact. If we go on genre for genre, I'm taking the 90s. 1990 to 2000. That would be the best music ever made, in my opinion. My brother, you were part of it.
I will say that it was crazy how the streets loved us. That was what was so dope about it. We just weren't some R&B group, as most people would call it, but we had a lot of love from the streets. And I also think that happened, especially being in the Bay. I was doing a lot of hooks for people too.
Oh yeah.
So
what happened to Willie Hen? I remember you introduced me to Willie. He was so cold.
So dope. If you're out there, Will, where you at, bro?
Yeah, how you doing, bro? Tap in. San Quinn. I remember you introduced me to him too.
Yeah, E40. I mean, E40's always going to do his thing. Yeah, I want to give a special shout out to my boy Tone Capone, aka Anthony Gilmore. You in Vegas, man? I love you,
Tone. We love you, bro.
I'm always going to check up on you, make sure he finally got his just due. Yeah, and he's doing well right now.
That's dope.
I got 5 on it, man.
He did the Loonies. I got 5 on it.
That is the most iconic hip hop song ever.
Stamp
and my boy did that.
I love that. And he did you.
But and a shout out to Mike Marshall, who did the hook. I did the reference track.
Crazy.
I just did the reference track.
I got 5 on it?
I did the reference.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, they used Mike Marshall on that.
I got 5 on it.
But yeah.
What was your version?
I did the hook.
Sing it, nigga.
No, I can't. That's not my song. That's Mike Marshall.
No, I'm just
Mike Marshall's a beast too. So these are all people that we all grew up around, man.
I love it.
He did the hook, of course. Tone Capone. I think that was Jay King and them that had it first. You know. But I want to give a special shout out to my boy out there in Vegas, man. I'm always thinking about him, make sure he's doing good. You know
That's beautiful. Yeah. Well, we love you, Alan Anthony. We appreciate your presence in our musical space. Without you, it wouldn't be the same. Love you, man.
My man.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Alan Anthony.
The dream is real.